So someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. So whatever that means for you, for me, and I think what I've seen in life, a lot of times when people try to restore, they don't do it gently. It takes all the muscle they have to address the situation, and when they do, it just comes out like boom. So that's just such good wisdom. So someone is caught in a sin, a friend, a brother or sister, restore them gently, then carry each other's burdens. This is what I saw, this is what I heard, this is what you shared with me. Hey, come on, let's work on this together. I'm here for you. If anyone thinks they are something when they are not, they deceive themselves. That's ego. If anyone, that's me trying to help, you trying to help, or that person that's caught in sin. They can't think that they're more than what they are. You have to be real. So that's where the truth comes in. And the more that both parties can be real about it, the more successful it's going to be. Each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. So that is me again. If I bring this up, I have to be looking at myself too, not comparing myself to the other person. Same thing with the other person. The brother and sister that you or I are going to help restore from some sin they were caught in. We just have to be able to look at ourselves and not compare situations. Each of us look internally and say, wow, yes, okay, here's where I am. My actions, these specific actions, this is where I messed up. Nevertheless, the one who receives instruction in the word should share all good things with their instructor. If this is going well, so you've approached them gently and they received it, you weren't comparing, you weren't judging. If they say, wow, thank you for sharing this with me, this really helps me because I was going to hide it, or I was going to not embrace it, or not acknowledge it, or deny it. So you know you're on the right path. Okay? Next line, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Now, this is the big equalizer in any situation. Someone's caught in sin, God knows. And you can't deceive God, can't be mocked. So the cool thing is, I don't have to say that as the person that's coming gently to someone else. You don't have to say that. God knows. God knows. So you don't have to say, well, that was sin. You can just say, God knows what you did. And they'll figure it out. You don't have to point it out. You don't have to rub it in their face. You don't have to make them feel shame, even though you can't make them feel. That's on them. But still, be gentle with them. Okay? Because they are going to sow whatever they reap. So that's why you're there, because you love them. You want to help them through that situation. You want to bring it to them, go back to gently again. Whoever sows to please their flesh, from the flesh will reap destruction. Sows to please the Spirit, from the Spirit will reap eternal life. That's pretty stark contrast. So you think about it, even reading these verses or using these verses as a guide, if someone is caught in sin that's close to you and you want to help them, this is just such a great template. And it becomes pretty apparent if you do something to please the flesh, you know it. Or if you do something to please the Spirit, you kind of know that too. So really, it's about being that kind of a friend that's trustworthy. Pastor Ronnie over in Elkhorn, Nebraska, is doing a whole series on being trustworthy. And that's so important. You can be trustworthy. People can come to you, or if they get caught, they don't mind you approaching them because you're trustworthy. You're not going to judge. You're not going to do those things. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Someone's caught in sin, and you may go try to help them, and they may reject you. It may go badly, but you can't give up in doing good, because this is good. You're helping. Your heart is to help that person, to come gently to them and restore their spirit because of this sin. So beautiful. Therefore, as we have opportunity, let us do good to all people, especially to those who belong to the family of believers. So that's something that's been a big revelation in my life that I learned a while back. But the Bible and these words are written for people who believe and follow Jesus. So they're going to be more effective with people that follow Jesus. It doesn't mean you don't use this same process on people who don't follow Jesus, but just recognize. And the cool thing about this is if they are a true follower of Jesus, not just a Christian, quote unquote Christian, they're going to respond to this in a much different way. So my aha was to use Galatians 6, 1 through 10 as a way to approach fellow followers of Christ. There's a big difference between Christians, believers, and followers of Christ. But that was a big revelation for me as well. So this has just been such good wisdom for me. And hopefully it's helped you a little bit. Use this as a tool if it resonates with you, as it did with me. The more we can be who we were created to be. We can be the light. We can be joy overflowing for other folks. And we could be trusted advisors. We could be trustworthy people for those closest to us in our lives. And when I can show that kind of trustworthiness, because I'm going to need it too on the other end when I sin, and someone is going to come to me gently to restore me back. Subscribe with the notification bell to receive regular updates. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button to see more like it. Comment down below. This can be with questions or answers to a question you asked. And we will see you next time on the journey from isolation to community, where the next step beyond is freedom.